to Keto Homestead with Jess. Today we are going to make keto waffles out of almond flour. Stay tuned and I will show you how. Alright, first thing we're going to get our waffle maker hot, and I went ahead and put butter all over this first. And then we are going to do a tablespoon of melted butter. I usually don't measure, but for video purposes I will. So to your butter, you're going to do a half a teaspoon of vanilla. I'll do 1/3 cup of heavy whipping cream. To that, I'll put 2 eggs. Now we're going to put a little baking powder in there, like half a teaspoon. Some salt. And then we'll do a whole cup of almond flour. Now I keep my almond flour in the freezer, and that keeps it longer. Almond flour is nuts, so they will go rancid, so you need to either keep it in the freezer or in the fridge. Now this recipe will make me 4 waffles. You can always double it and make more. And then you want this to be a little thin. You don't want it to be too thick where it won't spread out in the waffle maker. Can you see that? If you've added too much almond flour, you can add a little bit of water to thin it out. It's not going to hurt it. And also, you can add some cinnamon to this if you would like. Some keto chocolate chips. You can add anything you want to this. I personally, sometimes I add my berries or chocolate to it, but it ends up being a mess in the waffle maker. And cinnamon, I really like cinnamon and I like to use cinnamon. But my husband is on Coumadin. He has blood clots, a history of blood clots, so cinnamon is not good for him. It thins his blood out even more. So I try to avoid cinnamon in his food. So I'm going to go ahead and pour the waffle mixture . Now some of you know I'm really new to YouTube. I'm still trying to learn how to make videos and edit and do all the cool stuff everybody else does. I was going to try to do a live video this morning, but I guess I don't have that feature on my YouTube yet. And I just wanted to check out and see what it was like and see how good of a video it was. But I'll have to do that at a later date. Yesterday I was really excited. I sold my first boar pig. I put an ad in on Craigslist. I wanted to give people an opportunity if they wanted a boar that they could purchase one before I went ahead and cut them or neutered them, whatever you want to call them. And I got my first response yesterday, and I was really shocked. The guy and his wife came out and they were really nice, and they were telling me how they had went to a town over from me, which is Mount Vernon. They went over there to buy just a boar piglet, you know, a few days old, and they were wanting $1,500. I couldn't believe it. $1,500 for a boar piglet is insane. So he said as soon as he seen my ad on Craigslist, he hopped right on and contacted me, and he came over and he was telling me all about this, and I couldn't believe it. There's no way I'd pay $1,500 for a piglet. So anyways, he went ahead and put a deposit down on one of my piglets, and he'll be picking that up in 7 weeks. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I'm going to go ahead with the waffle maker and flip it over. I wait a little bit in case it starts dripping out. I want it, you know, to be solid before I flip it. And I'll go ahead and get a plate ready. If you haven't ate almond flour, it's really, really filling. So what I'll do is my husband will eat one here in a little bit. I will eat one, and then the two that are left over, usually at lunchtime, he'll go ahead and make a sandwich out of it, a ham sandwich or whatever. Or if he doesn't eat it this afternoon, tomorrow morning he'll use it and make an egg sausage sandwich. Even if you make more, you can always save. I also like to do, every once in a while, I haven't done it for a while now, but every once in a while I'll make a huge batch of waffles and just throw them in the freezer. Because I'm not working now, I don't really need to do that. But when I was working and time was a factor, I would just make a bunch and put in the freezer, and then that way I could just pull them out and heat them up before work. Okay, I'm going to flip this back over and check it. And I think it's pretty good. I like mine golden brown. And then all you do is take a fork and go around the edges until you got a good little bite. You can lift it up. And be careful, it is extremely hot. Once you get a good bite, then you can work your fork under. And lift it all the way up and transfer it to your plate. And this is how I make almond flour keto waffles. Now, if you follow along with me for a very long period, most of my bread recipes consist, well, I should say all of my recipes consist of almond flour. I personally don't care for the coconut flour. I don't like the texture. I don't think it's very easy to work with. Almond flour is very versatile. You can do anything with almond flour. So if you're just starting keto, I suggest trying the almond flour and trying out different recipes with both almond flour and coconut. See which one you like the best. But like I said, most of my recipes contain the almond flour because it's just so easy to cook with, and I can make breads or whatever I need to, pizza crust, pie crust. You guys remember the other day when I canned the blackberry strawberry pie filling? Well, that's what I'm going to use today to top this off. So I'm going to put a little bit of butter. I'm going to put my waffle on a smaller plate, and I'll put the other waffles in the microwave until my husband wakes up. So I'm going to put some of this on my, if you want to use syrup, you can go ahead and use syrup. There is sugar-free syrup. I just don't care to use the sugar-free syrup because it has additives in it and artificial sugar in it. And it just isn't good for your insulin levels. It will spike your insulin. I just choose not to go that route. Why would I when I can and make my own homemade toppings? I just want to thank you all for stopping by Keto Homestead with Jess. Thank you for cooking with me. And if you try this recipe, comment below. Let me know how you like it and how it turned out. Again, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you soon.